Wait, did I just read this right? They're adding a brand new attachment specifically to the XM4. All pistols. No! Is going to be one of the most powerful, most meta perks for high round gameplay. Next, we have playlists, which this is really weird. They're actually breaking up Outbreak into 2 separate game modes now. We've got endless and we've got 3 regions. That makes Tombstone actually useful. All right, and welcome back, guys. They just released the full patch notes for Season 5. Usually when these launch, we do a video kind of going through these as fast as possible, explaining everything you need to know. However, we got so much information on this, you're just going to have to bear with me. It's going to take a moment. We got all the tiers for Death Perception. We got all the tiers for the new field upgrade. We got some hidden changes coming to Mauer Der Toten and a bunch of other multiplayer and zombie changes. We're going to mainly be focusing on the zombies, but we're going to read through all the important stuff in multiplayer and the other modes just to make sure you're informed on that. So with that, let's go ahead, dive right into this, because this is going to be kind of a quick guide, but there's so much information, it's going to be a little bit longer than most of our videos covering. The very first set of information in this is just about the Battle Pass. Earlier today, we released a full video explaining all of this stuff if you want to know that. And on top of that, we are doing a Battle Pass giveaway, so make sure you check the link in the description or in the top comment below. Kind of follow what it says, and you'll be entered in for that. But let's keep scrolling. So the very first set of new information we have is something I actually didn't expect. We're getting the cane at the start of Season 5. I thought the cane was going to be an in-season melee weapon, but starting as soon as Season 5 launches tomorrow night, you'll be able to go in-game and do an in-game challenge for either multiplayer and zombies and get the cane. So as soon as that comes out, you guys know we'll test it. We'll see if it's better than the E-tool and where this ranks against all the other melee weapons. However, we got the mace like 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. We got the mace like last week. I don't know why they waited so long to release the mace if the cane's going to be coming out at the start of the season. Like, I don't think anyone wants a new melee weapon right now. We've already got so many in the game, and we got one like a week ago. It seems a little redundant to be launching the cane now. They should have waited a few weeks for that, but regardless, we'll test it out. We'll get all the stuff, all the information for that. Then after that, the next thing we get is super cool challenge tracker. Pause menu now displays and tracks operator mission challenges in both MP and zombie. So we already have the daily challenge like progression stuff when you pause the game. Now you're going to see your operator mission challenges, which is really cool. I would love for them to add camo challenges as well. I think that's the most important out of all of them, but at least they're slowly adding to it. First, they added the daily challenges in the pause screen. Now, if you're working with an operator, you can see what missions you're working on for a specific operator in the pause screen. Hopefully at some point they add camo challenges, but nonetheless, they're slowly adding to it, and I'm very glad to see this change. After that, all this stuff is kind of just glitch changes, bugs, fixes, till we get to the prestige levels rewards. Obviously, they're adding, new prestiges, 1,000 levels. Then moving to the Prestige Shop. New Dream Crasher pistol weapon blueprint out of the Prestige Shop. I don't know what pistol this is going to be for, but they're adding new blueprints. Hopefully they're better than the last blueprints we got in the Prestige Shop. I wasn't too happy about that. New Legacy calling cards at the Prestige Shop, including level 50 animated calling cards from Black Ops 4. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't really care too much about them adding calling cards. I would love for them to add the 100%er calling card from Black Ops 3. That's my favorite calling card. But they're adding more stuff to the Prestige Shop if you care about that. Oh, this is kind of cool. They're actually going back now. If you go to your calling card section, it will actually show you how it's unlocked now. That's probably something that should have been in the game at launch, but at least we're getting it now. They're updating the main lobby, which obviously... Now moving on to the weapon tuning changes, this is in global, so all of these changes affect both multiplayer and zombies. Everything we see listed here is not just for zombies, not just for MP, it will affect both modes. Starting off with a buff to the assault rifles, reduced bullet velocity penetration on agency suppressor attachment from -30 to -15. Same thing with the suppressor attachment from -15 to -8. That's going to make it when you're using this attachment now, you're not going to have the same damage drop off or bullet velocity, not damage drop off, that you had before. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty massive change. Wait, did I just read this right? They're adding a brand new attachment specifically to the XM4. The XM4 is getting several new adjustments as well as a unique attachment. That is a really weird change. They're going back to one of the base weapons and adding a unique attachment specifically for the XM4. Okay, they're increasing the reload quickness, so now it's going to reload quicker. They've increased vertical recoil control bonus, so a bunch of different attachment changes. I'm not going to read through all this because it's just going to add time. But yeah, they're replacing the SAS mag clamp with the unique B Optics mini clamp attachment. This attachment increases reload quickness by 50%, improves ADS time by 10%, and provides additional starting magazine, but also reduces magazine ammo from 30 to 25. That is interesting. So the XM4 is getting a brand new attachment. This will be both in multiplayer and zombies just for the XM4. All right, we'll have to test that out, I guess. That is very interesting. We should be getting this at midnight tonight. Next, the QZB is getting reduced vertical recoil by 10%. That's cool. Then we got a ton of changes for the FFAR, and we just made a video on this. Right now, the FFAR is the highest damage per second assault rifle in the entirety of zombies. It's getting a lot of buffs here. Now deals 30 damage, so now it's going to do more damage at a closer range. They've increased the hipfire accuracy by 14%. That was my biggest gripe on this weapon, is at some points on higher rounds, it's just not that useful because you got to be ADSing to hit higher accuracy hipfire. So honestly, we might need to retest out the FFAR. It was the highest damage AR in the entire game in zombies, but it necessarily wasn't the best in my opinion, but they fixed a lot of the issues with this. So yeah, we're going to retest the FFAR, and it might actually take that #1 slot in all scenarios, because I gave it to the Groza and I gave it to another AR. I gave it to the FARA as well. But that's pretty big. Oh, and look at that. Right underneath that, it looks like the Groza is getting a bunch of changes as well. They're reducing the vertical recoil. And it looks like they're changing a bunch with different attachments here. It's not near as big as a buff as what the FFAR is getting, so who knows? The FFAR, in my opinion, might overtake the Groza in this update. It seems like the Groza is just getting some better vertical recoil control, and some of the attachments are being changed. We'll have to see. And then another weapon we marked off right there, the FARA. So I was talking about the FFAR and how I still think the Groza and the FARA are better, but it looks like the FARA reduced initial recoil when firing, moved iron sights farther away from the player camera. Pretty cool stuff there, but the biggest dub here seems the FFAR is getting pretty massive increases. Ooh, the C58 overhauled the recoil system, increased effective damage range. The C58 right now is the worst AR, or it's the second worst AR in zombies. Pretty bad. This doesn't seem to be a massive buff there. KSP is getting a buff. Slowed burst delay, reduced effect. Oh wait, no, reduced. So it looks like the KSP is actually getting a nerf here. Slowed burst fire delay. The LC10 reduced medium damage range, increased recoil. So the LC10 is getting a nerf. All pistols. No. Yeah. So reduced movement speed by 5%. So now you're gonna, okay, reduce strafe speed. So using dual wield pistols, the movement speed is gonna be slowed by 5%. And the strafe speed is also going to be reduced by 5% as well. So that's a little unfortunate, because right now in zombies, the dual wield pistols are the single best weapon class. It beats out any shotgun, beats out any AR, any tac rifle. Nothing does more damage than the akimbo pistols in zombies. They're not doing anything with the damage, but you are now going to move a little bit slower and strafe a little bit slower when using akimbo pistols. Now we're moving into the multiplayer changes. All these effects only affect MP. We're getting brand new maps, which we've already talked about. The brand new double agent mode, which is like a TTT mode or like an Among Us style mode. We're getting some changes to gunfight, S&D, multi-team elimination, just small changes. We're getting the new flamethrower. We're also getting that in zombies as well. We'll cover that in a bit. New seasonal challenges. A new vehicle in the combined arms mode. Best play, fade to black before best plays will now only occur in multi-team modes. Then we have one change to league play. It's now not going to show you the map and mode you're playing until you've already been locked in with your full team, so you're not able to back out for lobby shopping. Now enough with MP, let's move into the important changes of the zombie stuff. Death perception, obviously we're getting the brand new perk in the Wonder Fizz machine. It's not going to have its own physical perk machine yet. We're getting all the skills for it. Skill 1, minimap update is increased. So you know how we have the little radar at the top left? It's now going to scan even quicker, so you can know where the zombies' location are. That's not that useful for me. Don't really care. Skill tier 2, enemies give danger indicators when behind the player. So kind of like, you know, death perception from Black Ops 4. If they're behind you, you'll get a little arrow. That's kind of cool. Don't really care about that. Skill tier 3, gain 20% more looted salvage and high grade salvage. This is massive. I don't think you guys understand how important this is for early game. Death perception probably should be one of the first few perks you buy now. Being able to max out your weapon, max out your armor right off the bat is huge. But this next skill is what's going to make death perception almost clutch at high rounds. This right here is going to be one of the most powerful, most meta perks for high round gameplay. Increase armor penetration damage by 25%. On high, when you get to higher and higher rounds, when zombies start having a lot more, those armored zombies take so long to kill. This right here is insanely powerful. Being able to attack the armored zombies, and this isn't even just armored zombies, this is panzers, anything that's got like an armor effect to it, penetration damage by 25%. that is a massive damage buff. This is going to make a huge difference on high rounds, a lot so more than many of the other perks in the game. And I've seen a lot of people clowning on this perk, but this is going to be a must-have for high rounds now, and it's going to make things a lot easier. And then skill tier 5, nearby chest resources and item drops are keyline through walls. Kind of useless. Honestly, the only two things I really care about of this is tier 3 and 4. These are extremely powerful things that are honestly going to change up the meta quite a bit and making this a must-buy perk pretty much every single game, and better than a lot of the other perks we have right now. Oh, Tombstone. This Tombstone changes. Players now take 25% less damage when in shadow form. Costs have been removed for... No way! That's huge! Tombstone just got a massive buff. It is now completely free to buy your Tombstone stash. I mean, that makes Tombstone actually useful. Like, I'm going to buy Tombstone every game because, well, when I'm playing co-op. If I'm playing co-op and I get this, if you end up dying out now, you can just use your Tombstone right before you bleed out and come back and get it immediately. All right, that's huge. And I don't really care about the 25% less damage in shadow form. I still see no reason to use the shadow form. Quick revive is always a better option. But if you're not able to revive yourself now, that's big. That's huge. Okay, now moving on to the next big thing. This is Tesla Storm and all of the upgrade options. So the base tier for 10 seconds, lightning connects to other players, stunning and damaging normal enemies. Tier 1, double the damage dealt to enemies in the Tesla Storm. Tier 2, increase the duration to 15 seconds. Tier 3, special enemies can be stunned and damaged by Tesla Storm. Tier 4, players generating a field gain 25% movement speed. Elite enemies can be stunned and damaged by Tesla Storm. So right off the bat, this only seems to connect to other players. So is this useless in solo? Is this only a... Because, yeah, from what it seems, it just connects to you and other players. And then in between that, you get a Tesla Storm. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Reading through this kind of sounds underwhelming. This doesn't sound that useful. Who knows how it's implemented? It's a little vague on the implementation of it. We've kind of got this lightning that goes between players, and it creates a storm in the middle and with the lightning that affects and damages zombies. But you know what this sounds like? This kind of just sounds like Ring of Fire, because yeah, it's going to stun enemies and it allows you to do double damage. But Ring of Fire allows you to do a lot more than double damage by just using Ring of Fire. The generating field 25 increased movement speed sounds pretty nice. It seems like a weaker Ring of Fire that doesn't really allow you to get the kills yourself, so it's not going to be that great for camo grinding. This really sounds like an Outbreak type thing. Round-based modes, this is probably going to be not that great at all, but I think there's going to be some really cool Outbreak strats that uses this. So we'll have to see. We'll test it out. I'll do a full review testing all of the different tiers with it. But honestly, right now, I don't think it's going to be that great. Then we're getting the flamethrower. Starting tonight after the new update, new flamethrower support weapon available on all round-based maps. Like I said, we probably don't have to wait for the season to start for this. I think we might be able to use this tonight and test that out on stream. All right, now we're getting a bunch of Outbreak changes. They're adding the new Outbreak region, the new transport objective. They're adding the tank vehicle to several regions, the grapple gun. Oh, it's going to be in the crafting table too, so if you can't find one, you crap it. The disciple being added to Outbreak. Wait, what? For gameplay, it says Omega helicopter added. Is that a drivable helicopter, or do they mean for exfilling? Is there going to be a helicopter as well as a tank? I definitely feel like they would have said something about the helicopter being added besides just the tank. We'll have to see. We might be getting a helicopter as well that we can fly around an Outbreak, or this could be just for exfilling. I don't know. We'll have to see for that. Next, we have playlists, which this is really weird. They're actually breaking up Outbreak into 2 separate game modes now. We've got Endless and we've got 3 regions. So Endless is the normal Outbreak that you know and love. And then 3 region is a new playlist where essentially you play the first 2 regions normally. And then after you beat the 3rd region, you only are able to exfil, which this to me kind of sounds a little useless, because all you're doing is essentially stopping yourself from being able to go past region 3, which you can still do in this. This just pretty much takes away your option to continue on, which I would rather just have the option. If I'm playing normal Outbreak, I'd rather just decide on round 3. Do I want to continue or do I want to exfil? 3 region just stops your option, which I guess if you're playing public lobbies, you might want to have a hard cap because you can't really control what other people vote. So yeah, 3 regions being added. For me, that's not going to make any difference. I don't see why I'd play that, but who knows? Maybe some people enjoy that. Round-based maps, Mauer Der Toten gameplay added a couple of hidden surprises. They have gone back to Mauer Der Toten, added a few hidden surprises. I don't know quite what this is going to be, but we might get some small new mini Easter eggs in Mauer Der Toten after this Easter egg. That's huge. I'm really interested to see what these are, to see how small they are, how big they are. I don't know. We'll have to hunt for that. We'll have to see what's going on with that. The next thing here is them confirming they have now nerfed the canister on Mauer Der Toten. A lot of people have been reporting when you're doing the Easter egg, you get the field upgrade. It only works for a certain amount of uses, and then it completely stops and it won't ever work again. That is what's happened here. They have nerfed this because people were using it for easy high rounds. It was one of the easiest strats in Mauer Der Toten. But yeah, they've nerfed it. You can no longer do that. And it's unfortunate. Then we've got some bug fixes. And then the next thing, they've actually kind of nerfed the essence you get. When you die and come back in, you used to get a ton of essence. It has now been completely nerfed for round-based modes, and it's going to cap out at round 25. At round 25, you'll get 25,000 essence, and that's it. You used to get way more than that, especially on higher rounds. If you die out and come back, you get a ton of essence. But yeah, I don't know why they're nerfing this. This didn't really seem to even be that overpowered for the most part, but that's a thing now. Then for Dead Ops Arcade, they're adding a new bonus map. This is what it looks like right here. If you're an avid Dead Ops Arcade player, that's pretty awesome. If you play on PS4, they've made some Onslaught changes. Obviously, they're adding the new map into rotation. They're adding new intel, and now Onslaught maps can be selected when playing in local, so you can do them offline. We're also getting the same new seasonal challenges. Oh, we're getting some blueprint changes. Ever since the blueprint system's been added to zombies, it's pretty buggy. Addressed an issue where applying a blueprint to a weapon had been Pack-a-Punch to tier 2 or 3. It would reset to the Pack-a-Punch 1 tier camo. That's been fixed. Addressed an issue where blueprint weapon skins would not retain when warping to the next region in Outbreak. Addressed an issue where attachments were being removed from weapons when applying blueprints with Mule Kick. So yeah, some massive changes there. It still seems like there's going to be some more issues with it because they didn't list off all of the issues, but maybe fixing these issues, fix that. And then we get feature playlists. So that is all, guys. We got so much information in these patch notes, more than what we've ever gotten. A few huge notes here. They're adding the hidden surprises to Mauer Der Toten. I cannot wait to see what that is. We're getting a tank. We're getting a flamethrower. All the things for Tesla Storm. The massive Tombstone buff, which I can't wait to try out. And then we're also getting the brand new Death Perception perk, which seems to be actually pretty powerful. Yeah, so overall, that is it, guys. What are you most excited about? Honestly, I think it has to be these hidden surprises from Mauer Der Toten. Hopefully those aren't too small. Hopefully there's actually some substance there. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. We will be live streaming tonight, waiting for this update to go live, testing out everything that's going to be in the update. And then tomorrow when the season launches, we're going to obviously be covering the massive set of new information. We're going to sit down, test out all this stuff. So make sure you're subbed if you want to tune in for that stuff. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I want to take the last moment here to thank everyone who's became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who have taken it above and beyond. We've got the man whose name should be really easy to pronounce, Yamaster. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Cryptic. We've got my friend with the most stable PS5 ever, DX2069. We've got the DMCA claim waiting to happen, Snap On. We have the E-Tool lawyer, you don't cross Haas, and then the absolute boss, Hunter Redon Doe. All these people have taken a step above and became Unlock++ members on YouTube. Thank you so much, true homies.